Underway as we speak. It's the Bears, 4-3-27, who lead Whittlesea 3-2-20. And Hill at the back was able to get that tap as well. Leslie trying to intercept and wanted that ball first, was spun around, and Adder as well in there too. We'll have a secondary stoppage in the middle. Their Watford of footy has been excellent at the moment. Have the hosts. Ball up. Hill, no problems. Reading that one first was Hobbs. Didn't control that as well as he would have liked. Demazi on all fours. Managed to get the handball away, but it's going to be cleared by Wallace towards half forward. It's Eagles here with the numbers. Murphy wrapped up in a big tackle. Can they win this back here, Lower Plenty? They might be able to. Still a chance here through Raphael. He's got Wallace to show support. Now Leslie with space from 50 metres out. Misses to the right. And it would have been a scintillating start to the second for the Bears, but they're now 4-4-28. Whittlesea 3-2-20. Barely a minute into the second term.
Oh, he had it on the quarter time, just after the quarter time siren at centre half forward Leslie, and maybe that's what the shot would have been if the siren went a few moments later as Carter takes the mark just outside his back 50 and then goes up towards Leslie, who can't take the mark there. But great stuff there. No mark paid in the end for Porter, who was brilliant, as Leslie finds it at the back of the stoppage and goes up towards his teammate. No mark again paid, so umpires looking for this game to keep moving.
There must be touches off the boot we're not hearing.
Yes, I think we've got to check our hearing, as Cohen not rewarded there.
Ball up. Inside 50 for Lower. Hill's going to grab it out of the ruck. He hasn't got many options, just got put to ball as a result. And it should be the Eagles that clear it away. Carter. And Barton gave away a high tackle. They were probably wanting the boundary line there, but instead it's going to be in the hands of Riley Carter, the 25-year-old, who looked central. Good kick. Mark taken by Dyson. Max Dyson between wing and half back, broadcast side. Sends it between wing and half forward. Now Prestopino at the back. Went off a few hands. Demazi in there as well. And then crunch and a tackle is Raphael. And there's a bit of more experience for the 19-year-old who's playing just his fifth game. His fifth senior game, I should say. Ball up, almost right on the paint of 50 for the Eagles. Demazi falls, can't keep that in play, and the ball go out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. So with how small this ground is, Zach, how crucial is that transition play going to be now for both teams?
100%. You've got to be clean because it's the best way to get inside forward 50 and get the best look at scores, which I think Whittlesea have probably been the better of the two so far, yet it's not resulting on the scoreboard for him, as that kick's gone to the other side of the forward pocket. And they look to get a mark in here as Prestopino can't get it. Falls towards... Falls, actually, who's then able to get a quick handball, but to no avail of their advantage, as Wallace now looks to give it off to Leslie, who goes quickly inside forward 50 to Barton, who couldn't take the mark. He'll get a free kick anyways for holding the man, and this is his opportunity for goal number 500 of his career. He's been a good stalwart of the Bears for a long time now, Billy Barton. As you said, 414 of his 499 goals have come here at Lower Plenty. And what a moment this would be for the Bears, who could go 2 goals up on today. So Barton comes in, little skip, as he always does. That ball never looked like missing. Goal number 500 for Billy Barton. Brilliant stuff. He's been absolutely fantastic his whole career. In game 223, he's able to get to the 500 milestone as Lower Plenty 5-4-34 plays Whittlesea 3-2-20. And the Bears, it's their biggest lead of the game so far.
And 3 straight goals now for Lower Plenty too, so they're really trying to break this game open. And again, with that Billy Barton situation, he got the holding free kick, but even if he hadn't, he looked like he was ready to go once again and try and get himself into space. So fantastic, and a great milestone there for the Bears veteran. But there's more work to do because Wallace is going to send it inside 50. That one was a bit too hot for a couple of his forwards. Can they get it out to Wise, who was just waiting at the back of that pack, but we'll have a stoppage instead inside forward 50 for the Bears, who are looking like a great team at the moment. They're really challenging everything Whittlesea are throwing at them. Elise getting the tap though. We cleared by Hobbs. Hobbs goes towards the outer side. Bouncing ball from Morley, who was bumped off it, but still had possession of the footy. And Suru ensures that's going to be a centre wing ball up. So 5 minutes in to the second term. And it's a lead of 14 points for Lower Plenty. Wallace again. That one this time was Jed Wallace, although almost coughed it up, but they had numbers there, Lower Plenty, to ensure it was a boundary throw-in instead. And it's the Eagles who are struggling to find space at the moment. The Lower Plenty have been able to cover them multiple areas of the game, and they're winning clearances at the moment, which we knew was going to be key. Leslie tripped over, managed to get it over to Turner, however, and the Eagles' number has arrived, but it's Lower who still win out again, and it looks like they're handballing their way through. Again, this is Wallace at a jet variety. His kick, though, was smothered. The ball goes out of bounds, but the Eagles need to do something to arrest this midfield dominance at the moment because it's all Lower Plenty.
Well, 1%ers like that smother. Oh, we've got a dog on the field.
We have a dog on the field.
Looks cute as well.
Runner's going to just take it. It's on a lead as well, so fortunately all is okay. Luckily it was a stoppage anyway, and we went in the middle of play.
Well, they just got to get, pardon the pun, they've got to get a bit more dog hungry, Whittlesea, now in the contest, because that's where Lower Plenty are beating them. As Hill taps it to his advantage again. He's been fantastic in the ruck so far in this first half as we get a ball up just on that outer wing, just in front of Gary Ramsey and his coaching staff, who wouldn't be too impressed with how this quarter has started for Whittlesea. As Hill again knocking it to Lower Plenty's advantage, but Whittlesea are going to be able to surge this ball forward and potentially get a look at it until they're gang tackled as well, which has been the story of the day by the Bears. Their pressure has been fantastic, not letting anyone from Whittlesea take control. As Hill again, this time it's to Whittlesea's advantage, which could be dangerous, but the umpire's going to pay a hole in the ball free kick for the Bears.
Says he fended off, and Porter just reminding his opponent that he indeed did fend off. Leslie towards centre half forward. Chance for Sacco was too high for him. Timewell got onto it. Boots a ball. Still might work here for Lower Plenty. Barton's going for a third. He's looking good today. And the Bears have their fourth consecutive goal of the afternoon. 6-4-40. A Lower Plenty. Whittlesea 3-2-20. We have barely seen the ball inside the forward half for the Eagles. And Lower Plenty at the moment, Zach are running the show.
100%. And I just think, well, just from that free kick there, their ability to go so quickly and get it inside forward 50s, putting Whittlesea under enormous pressure. And Leslie's been outstanding so far this quarter. It was his kick in again that put the Eagles under pressure. And Barton, a lot of great composure and class from him, has been huge.
Good fly from Coots in the ruck. Ball hits ground level. And they're able to kick this forward again to Sacco. They're inside 50 now again, are the hosts. This time Eagles with plenty of numbers though. Carter under a bit of pressure. And Lower Plenty, I was going to say happy to hold that up, but it's actually holding the footy in favour of the Eagles. Hobbs wanted to move quickly, but he's going to be forced to go back on his mark. So maybe the outer side is no longer an option. He decides to take it anyway, but it's a good kick as well. Murphy there on his own. That's someone they'd like to get a bit more involved in the second term. True centre wing, outer side. Murphy with the left. Chips the ball inside 50 and almost a mark taken by Young. Ball hits ground level. Chance for the Eagles to pounce here if they can pick it up. Langford spins around, keeps the ball in play. Now decides to just centre it towards the top of the goal square. It's all Lower Plenty though. And a good mark taken by Hudson Young, who's going to go near side to Timewell. Timewell can go short to Reardon. And that's a very well-placed kick to find Jordan Sacco right in front of our commentary position. He wants to go corridor, dangerous ball. He was clean bowled in the end, was Wallace. Damasi picking up the crumbs. He's got a vacant goal square, but rushing back to intercept is Mitchell Clamp. And the Bears are just reading everything that the Eagles are throwing at the moment. They've been very impressive. As the Bears look to get themselves out. Young. Corridor might be his option here. Oh, just too hot in the end for Felix Bell. Whittlesea may be able to rebound. Have got their handball game working again. And they'll look towards the pocket. Bouncing ball. Will it work for Whittlesea? Can they keep it in play? They do neither. And we'll have a boundary throw in. Inside 50. 9 minutes into the second term.
So this is a good position for the Eagles, who are looking to get their first score for a long time in this game. In the ruck it goes. Coots is able to hit it out, almost out of the forward 50, but taking it and keep it in play nicely was Taplin, whose kick towards the top of the goal square couldn't be a mark for anyone. Doing well was Langford to win at ground level. Now off to Bland, whose kick is off to the right-hand side for a minor score. Wasn't able to get his second, but he's able to get the Eagles' first score of the quarter as they move to 3-3-21 trailing Lower Plenty 6-4-40.
We're 10 minutes in as well, so it's taken a while for Whittlesea to get that first score on the board. As Turner, who slipped as he kicked it, got it towards the middle of the ground, was just too hot for Porter, but he read the bounce well. Has he got numbers to help? He doesn't need them. He's going to kick it himself towards centre half forward, and it just got on top of Sacco, and Whittlesea will look to rebound. Great balk, and then Tennant gets it all the way to Damasi. Damasi with the left to half forward. That's a brilliant kick. That's why he's been so good this year, has Damasi. And the mark taken by Max Dyson. We're a bit of a tough angle, but an important opportunity here for the visitors to get one back and end this run of goals for Lower Plenty. They've kicked the last for the Bears, and Max Dyson is looking... This is his second set shot of the afternoon as well, so hasn't had them come easy so far today. Dyson. Will probably kick from right on or just outside 50. It's the ladder. Comes in. Good looking kick. Is it going to stay in? Now this is interesting. It's a goal. The Bears were adamant that that one...
That ball's gone.
They're staying in the tree, but Max Dyson with a great circuit breaker there and just ends that run of 4 goals for Lower Plenty. And the Eagles now with their first of the second term and with the 4-3-27. Lower Plenty is 6-4-40. We're 11.5 into the second term. And a bit more of those inside 50 entries is going to get Whittlesea back in this game.
100%. And like you said, it's probably been it's the skipper who was able to do it. He's one of only 2 players this year who's been in the best in every game so far this season. Dear Marcy, who just a lovely kick to the pocket. And credit to also Whittlesea's forward 50. To be able to create that space for Dyson, their full forward, to be able to lead into was monumental in them getting that goal. As Lower Plenty are able to get the clearance again and get the game trying back on their terms. I think there's a bit of a... Could be a downfield free kick, which helps Lower Plenty here as Wallace.
Look at Leslie on his own again.
At centre half forward as well. So he goes inside forward 50, not to him, but to instead finding his way forward. I think it's Sam Hoyne.
Spot on.
Who was close to getting on the scoreboard in the first quarter. Could have his chance now to potentially hit back with the perfect response. And I think that's something Whittlesea wouldn't be happy with. That's another mark inside forward 50 that just looked a little too easy. As Samuel Hoyne, a 20-year-old, comes in for his second career goal. It's not there. It's off to the right-hand side for a behind. They go to 6-5-41. Whittlesea 4-3-27. 12 minutes into this second quarter.
Murphy, can he get things going here for Whittlesea? They've got an important goal. They want to keep the momentum up. Oh, that's a cleverly placed kick. That's why he's taking the kick-outs. Shinmoni. Chipping ball. No problems for Taplin. Taplin wants to play on, but he's running out of room. Forced to go wide, and the errant kick just worked for Dempsey, who has to quickly play on as well. High ball, all Lower Plenty, off hands from Bell. Turner has numbers of support, but they're not clean at the moment here, Lower Plenty. They just have to get boot to ball to get it out of there. It might work out. It does. Now a chance here for Jed Wallace, who wants to get the skates on. Goes down the line towards the outer side. One-on-one again, off hands. Ball hits ground level. Now the numbers arrive for both teams. A few players going in really hard. And we're going to have a ball up. Oh, and there's a bit of an injury here. I'm just trying to work out who that might be because that went in incredibly hard in that contest. Slow to his feet. I think that might be Clamp. It is. And he's back on his feet, fortunately, and going okay. He was adamant to win that ball, and it's the tale of how pressure-filled this Lower Plenty team has been all day. That's exactly why, because they want the footy first, and that's how they're able to win so many clearances and stoppages.
100%. They've been cracking in just that little bit harder than Whittlesea, and it's proven to be a big difference on the scoreboard, especially as play continues to go on. And it's Whittlesea, who look to be under just enormous pressure again, as Wallace's hack kick inside forward 50 is turned over. Cohen with a nice intercept mark. Looking to quickly handball it off to Andrews. Disguised it well because I didn't even see it as it goes up towards... Oh, great mark!
Hobbs.
Brilliant by Hobbs, who then goes to play on quickly.
No, the umpire's reversed
the kick in the back.
The old T Green.
Haven't seen one of those being paid in a while, so that's a good refresher that is a new rule.
Wallace with the left. High ball. Here's where a few flies could come. Barton was a chance. Front and centre, though, was Damasi. Handball was a bit too strong, however. Eagles do have numbers, and their handball game might work if they're clean enough. Andrews got it away, but Lyle Plenty are coming with the pressure. They are not letting him get any easy forays forward, and that time it was Josh Turner applying the strong tackle to force a stoppage. And they're right up for the challenge at the moment, the Bears. Hobbs tries to get his way out of trouble, just got the handball away, and Andrews read it best. And he's able to send this ball towards the half-forward area. Went off hands. Eagles, though, with numbers that kept running. This is Bland of the Tig variety who comes in and misses to the left. So another behind for Bland and for Whittlesea, who moved to 4-4-28. While plenty of 6-5-41. We are 15 and a half into quarter number 2. The Bears lead by 13.
So, well, plenty will just look to make sure that they can wrestle that momentum back, as it looks like Whittlesea are able to get back on top quite recently. A great mark by Collins. He now goes towards his teammate up there in Hoyne, who wasn't able to take it, but does well to get it forward. Doing well there, Tennant to intercept, giving it back out to Adder. And now Murphy's kick is going to not stay in. It'll go out of bounds on the full.
That was another example there with Hoyne. Wasn't going to get to that ball first, but wanted it more and was able to get it forward. I know they didn't win the ball on that occasion, but they've got it now with the out of the full kick. And down the line goes Young. Damasi's going to be in the spot here to take it. He does. Good mark.
Hoyne again almost bringing it to ground as well.
Yeah. Strong mark centre wing broadcast side. Damasi. Left foot ball. Inside 50. Hobbs came from the side. Prestopino was front and centre, but was tackled immediately by Porter. They are sticking to him like a glove, these Lower Plenty defenders. If they're getting goals, the visitors, they're getting them the hard way. 6-5 plays 4-4. Now into minute 17. Grabbing it out of the ruck and stepping towards goal is Clancy Bland. That's going to look pretty good. And there's the response for the Eagles. That's their second straight, and that is an excellent finish from Clancy Bland in the ruck. And a fantastic finish sees the margin reduced to 7 points. 5-4-34 Whittlesea. Well, plenty, 6-5-41.
Just as you said, Nick, Whittlesea they're going to have to do it the hard way to get goals. That's the hardest way they could possibly do it. Clancy Bland having to push out Seth Hill, who's been fantastic in the ruck all day, and then quickly get a snap that looked like to be a hat kick, just sneaking through. It's a great goal, but it shows that bit of grunt that Whittlesea are starting to really find again in this quarter, which could be going a long way in them getting back in front of this game. As we go back in the middle, Hill and El Lessie. They kicked off the game in the middle together. They're in the middle again, diving on it, not being able to get that one clear. Was Tyler Wallace in the end, and we'll have another ball up, actually Sacco. So Hill thumps it forward to his team's advantage, and crashing in, no one able to take it cleanly, puts the ball in dispute, and it could work for Lowell Plenty. Sacco taken immediately as he got the ball, and it will be another ball up. He's starting to play a bit more that high half-forward role rather than in the guts. Leslie able to win it, but only to Leslie. And that one's not going to be a goal either. Off to the right-hand side, and suddenly the kicking is becoming an issue for Lower Plenty. They're 6-6-42, leading by a slim 8-point margin of Whittlesea 5-4-34.
Geez, another opportunity there. Again, to sort of break the streak that Whittlesea is starting to produce in terms of goals. So the Eagles will win it back. Andrews clearing it away. Damasi was always going to win that one. Front and centre. Wants to get things moving quickly. Good kick there. Finds Max Dyson. Dyson to half forward. Porter's got front spot. It didn't land for him though. Ball hits ground level. Tries to handball that through. Struggling. Leslie front and centre. Wins the ball. Hasn't got many options and might just have to force that one for a stoppage. And 60 out from the Whittlesea goal. We're going to have a stoppage. 8-point leaders at the moment. Ball gets tossed up. A few players going in hard. Hobbs at the bottom of the pack. Time well. We'll just absorb the tackle again. A few repeat stoppages at the moment, but it's Lowell Plenty who have the answers at the minute. Ball gets tossed up. Tap back from Alisi was a beautiful one. Now a chance for Mitch Taplin and Josh Turner to take a bow. Excellent work to force that ball out of bounds. And it's those leaders that we asked for standing up at the moment. They've been very, very impressive And Squat's got Lower Plenty this lead at the moment. Can it continue? Hill just tries to punch it. Didn't get much air onto it. Picking it up is Leslie. He's been absolutely everywhere today. Just stops time to get it towards half forward. Mark was almost taken by a teammate. Now it's Littlefield, who's tried to get a handball to a teammate, but running into trouble. We're going to have a ball up. In fact, it was Robertson. And umpire happy to get things quickly. Alisi all on his own. Got the tap backwards. It's just going to land for, again, Leslie, who just spins Hobbs out of trouble. And that is excellent work again. And the kick this time intercepted by Andrews.
No one can touch this guy. He's too quick.
His agility is second to none. It's outstanding.
Unbelievable. He just needs to start hitting the scoreboard goal-wise, and this game could be over because of him. As that high ball towards the boundary line is going to go out of bounds to the man who we can't get enough of Leslie. We'll get a boundary throw in.
It's probably BOG at the moment.
Oh, 100%. Billy Barden will have put his hand up with his 3 goals so far as well. As Hill knocks it towards the advantage of Lower Plenty, but doing well at the back of the stoppages falls. As his kick up the walk towards the middle is a high one and causing a turnover brilliantly there was Wallace. As now Whittlesea looking to just fumble their way into an open passage on the outer wing, and they're able to do that nicely as Andrews off half back is able to get the kick up forward, and it's a great mark. Real clean one.
Murphy.
Taken by Murphy, who's made that shift now from the back line to the forward 50. Has no one to give it to, so he goes short and falling over. Not being able to get there is Morley, and cleaning up the mess is Turner. Goes up to Wise in the middle of the ground. He's got Barden one-on-one inside forward 50. That's where he goes. Can he take the mark? No. Great spoil done by Adder. It comes to ground, and cleaning it up there is Lower Plenty, but they don't have the numbers as Whittlesea will get out of danger. Brilliant by Wise to bring it to ground. It looked like a certain mark to Tennant, who's wrapped up immediately afterwards. Will be holding the man, and Whittlesea will escape.
They are relentless at the moment, the Bears. Even if they're not getting the scores on the board, they have been so impressive. Prestolpino gets it to centre wing, and it's a good kick now. An opportunity here for Shin Mahoney, who gets it towards the top of the goal square. Now a couple to beat in the end. He's Bland. He's going to bounce through. Also touched.
Oh.
It's a behind.
Umpires, yeah.
Just must have been a touch by some of those desperate Lower Plenty defenders, and the margin has reduced to 7 points, 22 minutes in. 5-5 plays 6-6 in favour of the Bears. Turner. Got eyes for the outer side originally. Now we'll look towards the corridor. Good kick to Sacco. Dropped the mark, but did well to recover. Read the bounce best. Now towards half forward. That's going to be a tough one for Barden. Didn't get front spot. Too strong for Timewell as well. Got the tackle anyway. Picked up now by Wallace. This is Tyler. He goes corridor. Good kick in the end. Mark is taken by Collins. Doesn't have many options, and then that kick's not going to work really for Suru, who's going to have to run onto it. Can he keep it in play? He does really well to just get boot to ball, but may have been better off just letting that go out because he's kicked it out on the full.
But credit to Whittlesea's pressure. It looked like Lower Plenty had them out on the outer side, but their work rate to be able to get the pressure on Suro's kick has forced a turnover, and now, just like that last almost goal from Shin Mani, they're able to restart in their back 50, which probably helps with their transition game.
So the Eagles to clear it away. We're 23 minutes now into this second quarter. They'll go down the line. Yeah, and at the back was Hill trying to intercept, and he got enough of it for that ball to go to the boundary line for a boundary throw-in. We're centre wing out of side. Bears by 7 points at the moment. Tap from Hill. Clearing kick by Andrews. Bouncing ball. Prestolpino almost got it out the back, but Porter got a hand onto it. Now Carter tried to bustle his way through. Couldn't do so cleanly, and then the numbers arrive. And we'll have the ball up. And it's just in that tense moment now. We tick towards half-time. Hill to do the ruck work.
Bit of blood rule here.
Yep, so the Bears will make a sub. It's Josh Turner coming off. It's his second game of the season, Josh Turner. After another strong year last year.
Hasn't missed a step with how he's played today.
Yeah. It was a bit quiet last week, but he's really stepped into things now. He was best in 11 of 18 games last year. And he'll just have a short rest, coming back on his Mitchell Clamp, who's good to see he's okay after that knock earlier in the match. Leslie again, but this time didn't have much room to move, and we'll just be happy to see that ball be tossed up. Wise. Bland almost with a hand. That was Tig. We'll see we'll win a free kick. Shin Mani. Where does he go? Inside 50. towards Murphy in the pocket, too wide, out of bounds on the full. And those efficient kicks inside 50 are waning a little bit. And the Bears will try again as the kick works for Young.
So they'll just take this slowly here, the Bears. And that's probably a turnover, but doing well again is Suru, who's able to stay calm, and his kick should have found his teammate as Bland intercepts there. Shinmani can't pick it up cleanly. Tackled immediately, will get a ball up, and that was almost a disaster for the Bears, who had all the time in the world to take their time, and they almost turned it over for a Whittlesea goal. Nonetheless, ball uphill, pushed out of it, but doing well there was Clancy, who's got it out to Dyson on his left. Ripper goal by the Eagles. And it's a crucial goal because it gets them within 1 point. Brilliant stuff by Max Dyson. Closing in on the 50-goal mark for himself. That's his 50th. So milestones going off left, right and centre here at Lower Plenty. And the Eagles back in it, 6-5-41, trailing Lower Plenty, 6-6-42.
That is a sensational goal from Max Dyson. On his non-preferred as well. It was almost Dacos-like last night. Sorry, I'll stop bringing up Collingwood. Point being, he was able to get to space at the back of the pack, and doing really well was Clancy Bland.
Yes.
To get his ruckman out of the situation and win the tap. And now the Eagles have the momentum to kick 3 straight as Tyke Bland's kick towards half forward, hits ground level. Carter can get this one. Does he weave through traffic? He's probably copped that high, he has. And he wants to play on and go inside 50. Excellent kick. And the mark taken by Morley. And suddenly the Eagles can be in front here. And they thoroughly deserve it after a great 5-minute patch, which has seen them win back possession of the footy and win back the territory and ascendancy of the game.
Bit of aggression from Clancy Bland to get their first goal of the quarter. Then again to get that second one there to give them back in it. And just aggression there by Carter to get to the ball first and win it, making sure Whittlesea have a chance to get in front.
And this is for his first senior goal. Morley comes in, 45 out. He loved that one straight off the boot, and the Eagles are in front. A cool, calm, collected finish from the 18-year-old. And Morley gives the Eagles a 5-point lead, 7-5 to 6-6. 27 and a quarter gone in the second quarter.
It's just absolutely turned this game on its head. Lower Plenty were up by as much as 20 points in this quarter, and Whittlesea have just found their way back in front. Back in the middle, Hill is able to win it and then collect his own hit out, but great smother by Bland keeps this ball in dispute. Leslie couldn't gain any advantage, but Sacco is able to get there and clean up the mess. Wise keeps it in front nicely, then wins it himself. His kick, though, is only tumbling its way forward, putting Lower Plenty under enormous pressure, but now Whittlesea will be able to take that composure to get outside of their back 50. It's a kick up the wing towards Dyson. Can he keep it in play? He looks like he can until the umpire says, I've had enough. That was definitely over. We'll get a boundary throw.
I said it was Morley's first. It was actually his second goal. I did realise he kicked one the first, so apologies. But he's kicked 2 in his second game, so that's also very impressive. But you're right, Whittlesea didn't panic in that defensive 50 entry, whereas they had in recent entries inside 50. So it seems as though they're starting to win back momentum of the game. Sacco can't keep that in play as the ball goes out of bounds. So it looks as though they're more composed and they're thinking a little bit more going inside 50 rather than just bombing it, which is what they were doing at Lower Plenty, had all the ascendancy. So see if that continues. But it's wide. I've got the lead at the moment, a thoroughly deserved one. We have a secondary stoppage. 5 points is the margin. So we tick towards minute 29 now in the Pat Cronin Foundation feature game in the NFNL's Pat Cronin Foundation round. Be sure to head to their website and head to ours as well to get involved, donate what you can, and read the story of Pat and why this round is so important for so many. See the yellow armbands as well being worn by all the players today, so it's a great show of solidarity and respect, and it's a great that all our clubs and the entire community get involved in such a special cause. So it's another stoppage. This time it's Tyke Bland who's tried to pick it up, got the handball away well to Langford, and then Whittlesea under pressure can make this work. Langford almost won it back again. And even though the weight of numbers were in Lower Plenty's favour, they still are trying to win this footy. Tyke Bland, that second effort was outstanding. And inside 50 they go through Clancy Bland, but just too strong for Murphy. and ball goes out of bounds. This is what we were seeing from Lower Plenty just 20 minutes ago. It's the Eagles doing the job now.
Ty Bland has gone to another level as well. Just there was about 4 or 5 efforts there where he was just sensational. He halved it. Could have easily been a Lower Plenty player being able to start a handball chain to get forward, but his intercepting was brilliant there. Is throwing it back in the middle. Looks like Bland is in the ruck this time. Now hacks it onto his left foot. It's a high one, allowing Clamp to get there. Oh, but at the front of the pack, taking it in his lap in the end, brilliantly, is Lucas Hobbs. In a 2-on-1, he's able to beat him out.
Oh,
and
50.
A 50.
That's going to hurt.
It will definitely hurt the Bears. On the siren as well, a free goal for the Eagles, which will give him an 11-point lead. Lucas Hobbs makes no mistake from the top of the goal square. It's his first of the day. And the Eagles, after being down as much as 20 points in that quarter, will go into half-time, 8-5-53, leading Lower Plenty by 11, 6-6-42. How quickly the game can change, Nick.
That was purely a quarter of 2 halves because Lower Plenty had all the answers in the opening 15 minutes of that second term. They were able to produce 4 consecutive majors, and they got out, I think it was to 14 points in the end. Whittlesea all of a sudden turned that around. It only took them a goal that really started to get their chain. They were able to win possession of the footy more times than not. Their efficiency inside 50 was absolutely exceptional, and they were able to kick some fantastic goals as a result. They now lead by 11 points, and you're right, Lucas Hobbs, that was a great mark. He took a very similar one to a game we called on Good Friday a couple of years ago while he was still with McLeod, and that was an excellent mark there. But this one, very impressive stuff from the veteran, and now all of a sudden it's the Eagles that can hold their heads up high heading into the main break with this 11-point lead. It's 8-5-53 to Whittlesea. Lower Plenty 6-6-42.